Some people may wonder where the expense is in rebuilding these cars, and quite often it's the unseen bits and pieces that can contribute quite a lot to the overall cost. And one of the cases in question are these brake caliper pistons. Now, as you can see, the original ones here are quite pitted and really unserviceable, so you can't use them. So what I've done is I've gone and bought a new set of caliper pistons in stainless steel, which are quite expensive. You can pay anything up to 350, 360 Australian dollars for a set of those. We've got the seal kit, which wasn't all that expensive. I got that from England for about £10 plus freight. We've got the brackets and the caliper bolts. I'll give those brackets a little prime and probably paint them in black. There's another brake shoe or brake pad retaining clip there, and the calipers themselves. Now, I've given them quite a good clean out, blown them out with air, cleaned them out internally with terps and blown them out. So I'm pretty happy with the way they've turned out. Actually, the internals there are in quite good order. There's no rust or pitting in those. So just with a good clean and a scrub and a little bit of a wire brush around the seal area, they've all come out pretty good. So I'll get on with that now, and we'll get them all assembled and painted up, and we'll be ready to install those on the car. It's probably worth mentioning that this seal kit for the outer seal is a little bit different to the one that came out of it, and I believe that this is a later modification and replacement that was for the MGB caliper, but is often, and in this case, supplied as a replacement for the MGA. The early one was just a solid seal, whereas this one's got, actually, I don't know whether you can see it, but it's like a double lip. Now with this one, the retaining clip is inserted facing down, whereas in the earlier seal, which was actually thinner, the retaining clip was inserted facing up that way. So that's a little bit of a change there that's probably worth mentioning. It had me a little bit tossed there for a moment, but I got onto Barney's site and there was an explanation there of it all. Well worth reading that particular piece of information if you're unsure as to how these things go together. Well, I don't mind telling you that hasn't gone at all well. These outer dust seal retaining rings are quite difficult to fit without damaging them, and having done a little bit of reading since I tried to install these, it seems to be quite a common problem, not only on the MG but on other cars as well. Now, the problem is these retaining rings, they're basically a press-in fit and quite difficult. They're quite flimsy and quite difficult to get in there without actually damaging them. This one here, you can see the damage that's done to it. I've tried to straighten it out and fix it up, but the more I tried, the worse it got. That one's not quite as bad. I did manage to get a couple of them installed. That one's quite satisfactory. That one there's not too bad, although there is a tiny little bit of damage in that area there. I'm hoping it'll be okay. Now, if you're not able to purchase those retaining rings as a separate item, I think they should supply probably half a dozen per seal, because they're so difficult to get in. But nevertheless, I've ordered another seal kit for one caliper, and hopefully I'll be able to get those two in without damaging them. I've actually cut a little bit of ply there to try and press them in with a big clamp, and that's how I managed to get those in. But no, it's not an easy job, and I'm not the only one that's had the problem, obviously. But when the new seal kits come, they should arrive this week. They're coming from fairly local supplier. When they arrive, I'll have another go at it. But until then, I'm left with this job half done. I'm going to have another crack at this now. I've ordered a seal kit, and that's turned up. So that's a new kit, the new rings. They're the old ones that I damaged when I was trying to put it in. Not an easy job that, but anyway, the new kit, I think it was only about $20 or so. So it's better off to get it right. So I'm going to attempt another strategy with this time. Rather than trying to put the piston in and then the kit, the dust seal and retainer around it, I'm going to put the dust seal and the retainer in first, and then see if I can work the piston in past it, lubricate it up a bit. It certainly wasn't successful the other way, and I managed to ruin 2 and a bit of those rings. I think I'll get away with one of them okay. Unfortunately, I threw the ones away that came out of it, so I couldn't retain any of those. But anyway, I'll give that a go now, and we'll see how that all works out. Right, I'm pleased to say that I've had a win there with that now. I didn't try and put it in, or I did try to put it in with the piston out, but that wasn't going to work. So what I ended up doing, I put the piston in about 3/4 of the way in, I guess, and then I fitted the dust seal and the retaining ring over that, and then with that little piece of wood there and a clamp, I pressed it into place. I did have to tap the leading edge of the retaining clip over a little bit with a screwdriver just to help it go in, but finally it went in, and I was pretty pleased. I could see myself ruining a couple more seals there, but wasn't the case. So I'll be able to paint these up now with a final coat of caliper paint, and I've got new brake pads, new rotors and everything, so that'll be the front brakes all done. Well, that'll be it for today, so thanks for your interest and thanks for watching, and if you're so inclined, please subscribe. It does help get the videos out to other people who may not have seen anything yet, so it should all help. Once again, thank you, and we'll see you next time.